Flashback to like, I don't know, 10-ish years ago, the world of shonen is extremely different compared to what it is now, right? Things get dark every now and then, but for the most part, a lot of these series are super optimistic and hopeful in their messages. Compare that to now, where the lines between shonen and seinen are getting blurry as all hell. If you told me Chainsaw Man was a seinen, that would make complete sense. The way dudes get their heads chopped off and yiddies and yams get flashed on the screen. Granted, that last part happens in shonen all the time too, so touche. But really, my point is that shonen used to be heavily defined by a characteristic that might piss some people off: the power of friendship. No other series embodies this theme quite like Fairy Tail, right? Almost too much, but I think we might have been too hard on this series, because when you really stack up the pros versus the cons, you would be extremely surprised. This title is coming from someone who never finished the show and completely fell off the but hear me out, Fairy Tail was kinda some heat. I watched this series as a wee lad and got heavy into it for a minute, like a solid 200 episodes, not gonna lie. And like, yeah, eventually I got bored and stopped watching, but the first like 2/3 of this series was beautiful. Off rip, we gotta talk about the OG pink hair shonen protagonist, Natsu the GOAT. Itadori's blonde in the manga, but hey, you get the point. Peep the fit, clean. Actually, peep all his fits. The nigga's fits is so clean, he had clones copying his whole flow. His first fit was iconic, of course. Peep the Luffy top, but in black, and he made the trademark scarf cool like 5 years before Mikasa did. Then boom, time skip happens and they gave this man the one sleeve cloud strife ass evolution for his fit, and dog, it's beautiful. I feel like this goes without saying, but these are fits you can really only pull off in fiction, dog. Like, part of why it's so clean is because these niggas is 2D. Granted, I would love to be proven wrong. If a nigga can make this fit work IRL, I will give you every penny of my first YouTube check whenever that happens. But low-key, his time skip fit is harder than his original, not gonna lie. But then they had a tournament arc, low-key the best arc in the series, and he popped out in the Royal Papu. He has more fits, but there's another character in this series who deserves a fit highlight infinitely more than him. But hold on, Natsu's abilities are also a goated subversion of the standard fire archetype. Fairy Tail's power system is super interesting because there's really a power system within a power system. So everybody here uses magic, right? Whatever that magic looks like, you feel me? But Natsu don't just have regular fire magic. No. He's known as a fire dragon slayer, and niggas with dragon slayer magic can basically consume whatever element they control to get stronger. So Natsu eats fire basically. This nigga be munching on flames. But if he eats his own fire, it's like the most nastiest shit ever, and he absolutely cannot stomach it. Apparently there's also devil slayers too, but hey, that'll happen after I fell off, so I don't know shit about it. Low-key, I feel like this series did get convoluted as even while I was still watching it, but even when things got confusing and annoying, it was still carried by its characters. The world of Fairy Tail contains these large groups of motherfuckers called guilds, and each guild does stuff like take on jobs and bounties and whatnot, if I'm remembering right. So like what niggas did in part 1 of Naruto with the different villages, or like Jujutsu sorcerers, or like hunters, or like insert shonen thing here, you feel me? And Fairy Tail follows a guild called Fairy Tail. Each guild has a fire ass symbol that everybody gotta get tatted on them, kind of like a Jolly Roger too. And the Fairy Tail one is fire as not gonna lie, Child Next low-key wanted this as a tat. Would I do that now? No, but you know, shout out Fairy Tail. But within Fairy Tail is our main squad, aka a whole bunch of real ass niggas. Lucy's the first character we meet, and it really felt like she was gonna be the main character at first, but you know, I guess not. But her magic basically makes her a Pokemon trainer. She gets the 12 keys to the city of Atlanta, and each of them represents an astrological sign. So like Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, etc. That boy Leo clean as too. And he's Eric Vale in the dub, testing for greatness. Which also reminds me, this show's dub was some heat. I'm all over the place, but f it, bro. Let me jump around. Fairy Tail's dub is stacked with a whole bunch of goats, and they actually sound so close to their original voices. It's kind of weird, not gonna lie. But anyway, yeah, there's also Gray, who uses ice magic, and this nigga love to strip butt booty naked. Then there's arguably one of the greatest characters in this whole series, Erza the GOAT! Her whole power is literally summoning clean ass fits. That and like weapons and shit. But dog, she is literally the epitome of sauce. Sauce incarnate, if you will. She deadass summons like 30 plus armors throughout the entire series, dog. Golly! There's absolutely no way I'm going over all of these, but we gotta take a look at some of the absolute best. All of these armors and weapons are stored in a pocket dimension too, so she can spawn them at any given moment. On some RPG, each fit gives her different stats and whatnot too. Off rip, we got the standard default armor, which is calm. I think the post time skip version of this looks so much cleaner though, low key. It's the subtle differences, you dig? Outside of the default, the one I remember her using the most is definitely the clear heart armor, which is like 0% defense and 1000% speed and power on some Wally West type timing. The other one I remember her spamming the ever-loving out of was the Heaven's Wheel armor. This one straight up turns you into an Asgardian, but with a million billion swords, which is fire. Oh yeah, Fairy Tail, not gonna lie, be having some Fire Force levels of random ass fan service, so half of these are kind of wild, not gonna lie. On a Zelda tip, she has a bunch of elemental type armors too, like a water one, a lightning one, a fire one, a wind one, etc, etc. She really has the most ass pulls here, dog. Like, there is an armor for every single possible kind of event or emergency. One of them literally has the ability to cut through magic and space. Hello? If I'm remembering right, she's also like hands down the strongest in the main cast. I always find it kind of cool when the main character isn't the strongest one in the immediate cast, but I don't know how long that lasts because Natsu gets like out the ass power-ups too, if I'm not mistaken. Hey man, Fairy Tail really is just pure vibes. My favorite character when I was actively watching was this motherfucker Gagio the Iron Dragon Goat. On some Cyborg Frankie, he started out as a villain and literally performed a drive-by on the Fairy Tail crib and then ended up joining at the end of the arc. He's an Iron Dragon Slayer, so like Natsu, he be munching on metal and shit, which is crazy. Hey, but hold on. I'm low-key starting to think about all the random similarities this series has to One Piece. Gildarts is a Shanks variant. On a sentimental tip, Natsu's scarf is his straw hat. Alright, maybe it's not that many similarities actually. This series also started off with a bunch of hella short arcs, and I think that's one of the greatest things any long-running battle shonen could do. Starting off with a long-ass arc off rip would disintegrate any semblance of hype and interest in me. I love Hunter x Hunter, don't get it twisted, but dog, I for real thought the entire series was gonna be the Hunter exam when I watched it. Granted, I also did watch it as a child, so I don't know if that changes anything. Fairy Tail's absolute greatest strength though is its music, dog. Peep game. This series has the greatest openings in all of anime, low key, and the competition is stacked as literally from the first episode all the way to wherever the I fell off. The openings were all back to back bangers. It's the reason why opening 3 blew up out of nowhere on TikTok. I'm about to expose the ever-loving out of myself, but hey, who cares? I was in like 5th grade bumping the out of these openings, feeling like Black Suit Peter. But really, the OST in general was absolute flames. Natsu's theme was so goated. Before I had a phone, like 3 different versions of this song were downloaded onto my PS Vita. In the like 200-ish episodes I watched of this series, it really felt like they went through every kind of arc you could have in fiction, dog. Tell me how there was a whole ass multiverse arc. These somehow got transported into a bizarre world type dimension where everybody met alternate versions of themselves that were like polar opposites. Regular Natsu has the worst motion sickness in the known universe, but the alternate universe Natsu variant is an Atlanta carnage who drives a Hellcat. Regular Lucy is the standard, nice, compassionate, confident, etc, while the multiverse Lucy is aggro as fucking hates. The greatest arc from my memory is definitely the tournament arc, either that or the Loxus arc that happened like earlier in the series. This Loxus is an absolute menace to society too, until he kind of sort of changes his ways. Peep is fit too, dog. Look at the fur coat. He's also a lightning dragon slayer. Bro, they really gave all the sauce to the dragon slayers. Actually, that's not true. Erza is so incredibly cracked, it's unbelievable. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention all the dragon slayers have Disney movie type chibi companion best friends, except Gazio's gets brolic as out of nowhere. This anime was also like one of my first experiences with the idea of shipping, where it's so blatantly thrown in your face that these characters are being teased as becoming a potential couple, but then this shit never happens. Natsu and Lucy were so egregiously teased, it's insane. But then there was also a mini love triangle type beat with another character. Then Gagio and this character Levi were super teased as a couple too. Gray and Juvia also, except that was like almighty unrequited. Hey, but the point is, this show had out the ass ships that went absolutely absolutely nowhere, unless I'm wrong and they actually do all get together in the end. Who knows? Not me, although I'm pretty sure they don't get together in the end, so maybe I do know actually. But yeah, can I in good conscience recommend this series? I don't know, maybe. At the very least, I feel like it's worth starting, you feel me? I really haven't seen it since I was like 14, so maybe it aged horribly, but maybe it aged beautifully too. Who knows? You feel me? Not me. I ain't seen this in a minute. But yeah, shout out Fairy Tail and shout out you.
I can't feel my face right now, I'm burning up. I got this feeling that I won't come down like. Got this feeling that I won't come down like. Got this feeling that I won't come down like. I can't feel my face.